Hi there, how you doing? So my name's Heather Kidd and I'm the owner at Kids Crafts. I got into upcycling about 3 years ago because I was off work because of a snow day and I put the telly on and up came money for nothing. And anyone who knows me will know that I really love eco-friendliness and sustainability, and I actually really struggle to get rid of things. Anything that is, could be used for a purpose. So this was definitely the show for me, and I think I pretty much binge watched it. It was fantastic. And then I sort of thought, do you know what? I could do this myself. So I went onto Gumtree and I picked up my first project. It was a coffee table. And I also went to Wilko, got all my paints, all my bits and pieces, and I had such a great time. I had an amazing time just sort of learning about, just exactly what you needed to do, about different types of paint, the fact you could use wallpaper and fabric to decoupage things. I mean, honestly, the world is your oyster with this. And I just thought, you know what, this has like really unlocked my creativity. So, it kind of snowballed from there. One project led to about 20, and then, 3 years later, I've ended up dropping my hours at work, and now I've got my own business. So happy days. It's really, really good. But yeah, if you're thinking of trying upcycling, I couldn't recommend it enough. It's such a good hobby to have, because not only are you saving the environment, you're also creating a really unique piece for yourself or for someone else, and you're saving that whatever it is from being unloved or at worst going into landfill. So you're doing a good thing for the environment too. And yeah, I couldn't recommend it enough. But yeah, I've been Heather. My page is Kids Crafts, KYDDS Crafts. So have a wee look, and I hope to see you soon. Bye for now. Hi there, how are we doing? So my name's Heather from Kids Crafts, and I'm going to show you in this tutorial how to upcycle a coffee table using decoupage and chalk paint. So for this stage of the operation, we are going to need the following things. We are going to need some sandpaper, because that will help us key the surface. We've got a sanding block as well. Now this isn't essential, it just makes the sandpaper easier to hold on to. We've also got some sugar soap here as well, in an easy sort of spray bottle. This stuff is really good. It's an environmentally friendly way of cleaning your furniture, just getting rid of grease or oil or any like wee bits you might have missed. We've got a sponge so that we can clean the piece of furniture with it. Now, any project, I would highly recommend one of these, a microfiber cloth, because not only does it pick up dust, it's just really handy to have. Okay, so I highly recommend having one of those on hand. Then the next bit we're going to need, I've got some paint. I've got some French Chic paint here. Now I opt for this when I'm upcycling furniture because it's environmentally friendly and it's excellent quality paint. And it is a wee bit dearer, but it's worth it. It's well worth it for the quality. Also as well, I am going to use like an oval head brush rather than a flat one, because it's much easier going around corners with these, and you're less likely to get a big drip, if that makes sense. Right, so without further ado, let's get going with this. So we'll pop this to the side just now. And what we'll want to do is we're just going to lightly sand this. Now you can see that with this table, somebody's upcycled this in the past, but as you know, wear and tear as things go, it's just needing a wee bit of a facelift, okay? And we're going to really jazz it up with this. So you're going to take your sandpaper with your sanding block, again that's optional, and we're just going to lightly sand. We don't want to go back to the wood, we just want to kind of rough it up, so just like this. Just making sure that we get rid of any wee drips or whatnot that may be on the legs, because that's always the place that they get drips. And we'll go around this side. So yeah, you're not really looking to do too much to it. You're not looking to go right back to the wood or anything. This just keys the surface. It makes the paint stick a bit better. And I think any upcycler would tell you it's all in the prep. Because if you just dive in and just paint stuff, then it's not going to go your way. So if you spend a wee bit of time doing this, the end result will be much better. Rescue the spider there, there we go. I have to say it's amazing where this takes you, because the things that you end up finding on your travels in like barns and stuff, it's great fun. Literally it for the sanding, because like I say, we're just looking to key the surface here to make the paint, make it easier for the paint to stick, okay? Right, next step then. We've got our sugar soap. Now we're just going to like squish it over, and then we're going to use our sponge just to spread it over, okay, and soak it up, okay? So we'll just give a wee squish there. I have to say it's rather windy here tonight, so that's why the sponge keeps flying away. As you can see, it's kind of a nice wee lather coming up. Just getting all that old grease or dirt that, you know, might be stuck there. Especially, like I say, if it's been in a garage or, you know, a barn or a shed or whatnot for all that time, then it'll definitely be needing a good clean. Just making sure you're getting all the nooks and crannies as well. Under the tootsies. Over here. Get this one done. We're nearly there. Like I say, for 5 minutes worth of cleaning, it's so worth it. It's so well worth it. So want to make sure that, you know, your time is well spent. Okay, here comes our microfiber cloth. Ta-da! We're just going to go over the top of that just to soak any of it up. Because we don't really want that mixing with our lovely paint that we're about to apply. Okay, just making sure you're getting all the nooks and crannies. These legs are quite ornate, really nice carvings in them. Right, okay, now for the fun bit. Let's get our paint on the go. Now, because we are doing decoupage with this, we aren't really going to be too worried about painting the actual top of the table, because we're going to use wallpaper for this later, okay? So really what the focus is, we're going to focus on getting the sides and the legs done, okay? So, you can use a screwdriver for this, or if you're at a French chic paint shop, get a fancy wee key ring. I think I've bought that much of it. They've gave me one for free. It's like, oh no, that woman's back again. Ah, ransacking her paint shop. Right, so I suppose there's not really much technique to painting, really. Just making sure that it's not too gloopy. Make sure there's not too many drips either, or any drips really, because it's just, I don't know, my opinion, it's a bit unsightly. So let's go for it. Let's get paint on. Come round this side first of all. Now I've chosen this colour, Loof, just simply because, I mean, black always looks really quite smart. And it's a versatile colour. have to say, the good thing about this paint, you'll notice on the tin, it says like no prime, no seal, no worry, chalk and mineral paint. Basically what that means, this paint, you don't have to use a varnish over the top of it. I mean, I always would, to be quite honest with you, because you don't want your creations getting ruined. And also as well, it's self-leveling. So in other words, you're not going to get like those brush marks that you sometimes get with other ones. Because again, it's just personal preference, I don't really like that. So this stuff is really helpful when it comes to that. And like I say, just that I don't mind paying a wee bit extra for good quality paint. Just again, making sure you get in all the wee nooks and crannies. I mean, this brush is excellent because it does go around corners beautifully. And again, like I say, we're not really going to go daft on the top, maybe just going over the edges, and just a wee bit of overlap, just in case, you know. And really what we're going to aim for with this is we're going to do a couple of coats. We'll do a coat, let it dry, and then we'll just add coats as we need it. So maybe a couple of coats will be fine, maybe 3 max, and then we'll get to the next bit. Okay, right, we're going to keep painting. Thank you for joining me so far. Okay, welcome back. So in the end, there was 3 coats of paint put on the table. It's looking pretty good. It's got really good coverage. I've checked for drips, there's none. If you do happen to get any drips, just get your sandpaper and sand it back a little bit, and then just go back over the top of it. You'll be absolutely fine. And now we're going to do the fun bit. We're going to get the top on. So the technique we're going to use is called decoupage. Now, decoupage is basically the art of sticking paper to things. That's pretty much what it means. And the good thing about decoupage is that you don't have to be like an amazing artist to do it. Anyone can do it. And also as well, it takes the pressure off as well, because I think you see some bits of furniture and go, oh wow, they've painted that by hand or whatever. And if you're not an artist, or you're not like good at drawing, I for one, I'm not good at drawing, then you just get a bit disheartened. But the thing is, there are so many different options of wallpapers and, you know, different types of paper that you can use, that the world's your oyster, it really is. So I have got this stuff today. Get it the right way up. There we go, some lovely tigers for you. My friend was decorating her bathroom with this, and she had some left over, and she asked if I wanted it. So that was a really good find, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, like loads of different shops, so like home stores and that have, you know, wallpaper for you to choose from. So yeah, you can get very creative. To cut it, I would recommend a pair of these. So these are out of IKEA. They're fabric scissors, and really, to be fair, any really sharp pair of scissors will do, but these will definitely do the job because they are super sharp, because you don't want any raggedy edges or whatnot. I have got a big paintbrush and a wee paintbrush, because we need to spread this stuff onto our tabletop. Now, this is Mod Podge, and basically it is a fancy version of PVA glue. It's sort of like the M&S Colin the Caterpillar, and PVA glue is kind of like the Aldi's version. The only difference I've really noticed, I would say, is that PVA glue definitely comes off your clothes easier than this, and this is partly because this is like used as a sealant as well. Also as well, PVA glue, that generally has sort of like a glossy finish to it. This stuff, it depends on the type that you buy, but you can definitely have different types of finish. So you could have like glossy or matte, or, you know, whatever. So yeah, there's more options with this, but PVA glue, if you're on a budget, is definitely a good idea. And last but not least, this is a brayer roller. It's a rubber roller, and that is what is going to get the wrinkles out of it. I have to say, I wonder what it would be like in Boots if you just said, oh yes, I'll buy a roller, get rid of my wrinkles. Don't think it would have quite the same effect. Anyway, let's get going with this then. So, we'll pop that here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some Mod Podge on the tabletop. And really, because it's quite a big space, we're going to need quite a lot, but the rule is generally we don't want loads and loads, because if you put too much glue on, then it'll absorb into the wallpaper and that will make it really wrinkly, and also the likelihood of like the paper getting ripped because you've rolled over the top of it again and again and it's weakened with the sort of the moisture. It's always better to start off with a little bit too little and then you can always add, okay? So what we'll do, we'll actually just pour a dot into the middle and we'll just spread it across the top. And also as well, while we want to get to the edges, we don't want to take this right to the very edge, because when you roll it, it's going to ooze out of the sides. And to be honest with you, oozy bits are not handy, so we'll try and avoid doing that. And it is quite incredible actually just how far this goes. But if you feel that you need a wee teeny bit more, which in this case I do, we'll pop a wee bit more on, there we go, then it's good to do so. And like I say, I'm not going completely to the edges yet, just simply because, you know, when I'm doing my rolling, I don't want it to, you know, get too oozy, because yeah, there's nothing worse than just lots and lots of mess, or lots of sticky mess. And that also is where our reed diddy brush will come in quite handy later on, because we can get underneath the paper and just pop a wee bit more of this stuff. We'll just try and make sure that it's evenly spread as well, because otherwise you'll get gloopy bits. Okay, cool. So that is the Mod Podge spread all over the tabletop. Now what we're going to do